Good morning, children. Now let's begin to the next topic, that is balancing the chemical equation. But before we start that balancing, let me tell you balancing chemical equation. Now before we start this balancing, first tell me an example of skeletal equation. I have told you in the previous class, hydrogen H2 plus O2. This is H2O. This is called as skeletal equation. Why this is called as skeletal equation? Because this equation is not balanced or it is unbalanced. Is not balanced means what? It means that the number of atoms present in the side of reactants. This two are reactants are, and this is product. So the number of atoms of hydrogen here is 2, here is 2, here is 2, here is 1. So this is different. Hence it is called as unbalanced equation. And so the unbalanced equation is called as skeletal equation. Now what is the need to balance any chemical equation? The need to balance chemical equation is to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. You have studied this previous year. What is law of conservation of mass? I told you matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Now in this, it means what? That the I'll tell you whole. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. It means that the total number of or the total mass of, that is total mass of the reactants or elements present in the reactants. Total mass of the elements present in the reactants is equal to the total mass of the elements in the products. In the products, that is in a reaction, the elements which are present in the reactants and the products are same and equal in number. Now we can learn this with an example. Understand this with an example. How to balance the chemical equation. Let us take the simplest one, H2 plus O2. This is called as, this becomes H2O. Now you can see here H2 is written. Now this 2 is what? This is your subscript. It is called as subscript. Here this is called as subscript. Now how to balance the equation? When you balance the equation, what is it? How to do it? You can always write any number only in the coefficient side. Whatever you write here you write this. Here nothing is there, it means 1. If you write here 2, it means 2 into 2, 4 atoms. You can write only in the front, and that is called as coefficient. Nothing else you can write. Nowhere else you can write. Now how to balance it? Elements, reactants and products. Now this you can divide it initial and final. Here you can divide it as initial and final. Now first element is your hydrogen and second element is your oxygen. Now hydrogen initially in the reactants, how much atoms? 2 atoms. Oxygen in the reactants, how many atoms? 2 atoms. Okay. Now hydrogen in the product, how many atoms? 2 atoms. Oxygen in the product, how many atoms? 1 atom. Okay. Now how to finalize it? Now what is this? Hydrogen is balanced, both initial is same, 2 2. Yes. Now oxygen here 2, here 1, here 2, here 1. Now we need to make it 2. If we write in front 2, I told you we can write only here. We cannot write it like this, H2O2. H2, because H2O2 when you write, it is another compound. The compound only changes. It is called as hydrogen peroxide. So you cannot write it here. It is wrong. It is wrong. Now you write it here. Now check. You have oxygen 2. You have made it. So oxygen, it becomes 2 in the final. Now oxygen in the reactants is 2. Here final and here also 2 final. Now hydrogen here reactants 2 and products 2. Not 2, it has become 4. So now it is 4. So now we need to put it here. Now the reactants hydrogen, it is 4 in the initial and in the final one. Both. Sorry. It's not to put it here, and here in the final we cannot put it here. Okay, again I'll tell you. Hydrogen 2 into 2 4. Hydrogen, it is final 4. Hydrogen in the product 2 into 2 4, final 4. Oxygen here 2 and oxygen also here 2. So you have checked it, and this is how you are going to balance any chemical equation. You need to do it with pencil because you may need to change these numbers anytime. So this way you can continue more, and if you have any problem in balancing, you can ask me. I'll give you more questions later on.